How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? How you getting it in? Body getting it funny? What's going on, people? What's going on, people? It's a day. I'm another day. I'm another day we call Thursday. Anybody been said, what's going on, people? It's going to be one of those type of videos and stuff in reference to today. Trying to keep my spirit as far as being positive when it comes to stuff like this. But it comes, you know, it just becomes a part of your life where it becomes how much can one person bear when it comes down to society as far as attacking or discriminating against someone that has nothing to do with them. You know, the sad part about it is that we always say live and let live, but it only seems like it only applies to the ones who's living. But when they say let live does not mean you, because the fact of the matter is that people like to pass judgment on you and your life as far as you're living. I know I've been told many times that I need to talk more slower and stuff like that, but that's not me. So if you can't catch up or keep up with me, I just suggest you just rewind it back and just play it slowly. I try to talk as slow as I possibly can to you and to help you as far as, you know, your journey as far as you trying to listen to what I have to say. Anyway, that being said, I also talked to someone who referenced to saying that, you know, I don't condone your behavior as far as you being trans and stuff like that. I have gay friends and stuff like that, and you know, that I don't condone it. You know, I'm married and stuff like that. You know, it amazes me that when someone says that they're trans or gay, you know, you make it into a sex act. You just not look at the person as in general, at the person that they are. You look at that as far as the sexual act that takes place within themselves. You know, I find it very amazing that we don't share that same thing when it comes to you. And you feel as though you have that right, you know, to judge someone on the character that they are, but you don't be judged on the character that you are. You know, for example, how do you and your husband have sex? Do you dress up? Do you do certain acts, certain form of foreplay, you know, to get them aroused? Do you play video, just stuff like this is what you do when you talk about gay people or LGBT people. You're not looking at the person in general. You're looking at the sex act that takes place. And for me, per se, just my opinion, if you are friends with people who say that, you know, I don't condone them, but I'm friends with them, they're not your friends. They're not your friends. And you need to stop front because you're not their friends. Let me tell you what you do. You sit up there and everything, you want to be friends with them because you're only there for the information that you can receive to share with the other people that you say that are straight. And a lot of times you're sharing this information with them and they're not exactly straight as you like to think they are. Even the one that you share the bed, you know, when you're doing that fornication, as well as, you know, you saying that there is a man that you married and that you're in love with. A lot of times that man does not even agree with the things that you do. You're sharing that man. You think you're the main woman, but you're actually the side woman. Anybody being said, and I just wanted to share that with you, and I did not want to talk about that because it's going to the left, but I did want to talk to you reference to Isla Nettles. Now, speaking of someone who's living their truth and got killed for it, you know, Isla Nettles, I always talk about this before, this is like the third time and me talking about this. Isla Nettles was 21 years old. She was she worked for a fashion company. She was an assistant, and she was killed by James Dixon. He was 25 years old. Now, he was sentenced to 12 years on this Tuesday, for manslaughter in Harlem. This happened in Harlem on August 17, 2013. And the reason why she was killed was because he was attracted to her. He walked up to her. He found that she wasn't the gender that he thought she was, and he hit her and killed her. That was her reward for living her truth. She had to be murdered on the streets by society, because in the church we say that that is wrong. Isn't that what we teach? But it's funny because the church never takes acknowledgement for the deaths that they cause. But anyway, that being said, who cares about that? Because that's not about you, is it? It's not about you. No. Now let me tell you something else. There is a preacher. Well, his name is Pat Robertson. He's born in March 22nd, 1930. He's 86 years old. And he's had something to say in reference to transgenders as far as being in the bathroom, you know, and this is what he said. He said, their fight is for equality. Trans people are frauds. This nonsense for equality. You know, he applauded the North Carolina anti-gay bill because he don't want men inside the women's room, you know, the bathroom, the women's bathroom, because of the fact of the matter, they're pedophiles and stuff like that, and they're following little girls inside the bathroom to have sex with them. Once again, being trans has turned into a sex act. You know, what's sad part about it is that, you know, being trans and being true to you and stuff like that, for some reason when they say trans, they say men. When they think of men, they think of the men that they are, like men in general. That's what they, in their mind, that's what they're seeing. They're not really looking at the full picture. You know, it's just a simple fact of the matter is that if a white man or a black man rapes someone, now everybody white is a rapist that goes behind the woman, and everybody black is a rapist that goes behind. Everybody fits in one little box. And there's many times that it's exhausting if I talked about this. People just don't get it. You know, but the simple fact of the matter is that this is what he had to say.
That it has become quite a bitter debate.
I am simply appalled. And ladies and gentlemen, you've got all this outrage on these people. A lot of them, you know, think they're women trapped in a man's body, and then 10 years later they say, well, I made a mistake. Yeah, sure. Okay. But in Saudi Arabia, they're going to execute maybe as many as 100 homosexuals. They will be executed because they're practicing homosexuals. Why don't the Bruce Springsteens of this world and these others go out and begin an outrage against Saudi Arabia instead of Charlotte, North Carolina? But I think it's just perfectly reasonable to say, look, we don't want men going into women's bathrooms. We don't want predators going out where little girls are. We don't want voyeurs having free access to the women's locker rooms during games when they're changing clothes. We just don't want that. And I think that's perfectly reasonable. And why people are in such outrage about this whole thing, we haven't heard much about this transgender stuff until about the last 5 years or so. And I said on this program several years ago, if somebody, honest to goodness, feels that she is a woman trapped in a man's body, then she has a perfect right to take hormones and to have surgery and to change to what she really feels, and think that somewhere along the way there was a biological mistake. But people like that are relatively rare. So much of this other stuff is put up, it's put on, and it's just a fraud. And it's one more opportunity for the left to demonstrate against some aggrievement they claim to have that doesn't exist. This is a phony cause to get involved in. And, well, I've got to look after the transgenders. This is nonsense. I believe, as I say, there's no sin if somebody has some kind of hormones going for male and some kind of body part goes for female, and somewhere along the way the person has got to decide which gender they are. There's nothing wrong with that. No problem. But to make a cause célèbre and tear a city apart and boycott cities and all the rest of it because they want to protect the dignity of their own people is just absurd.
Okay, you said, thank you, Mr. Pat Robertson. You know, my thing is this, you need to fire your team. You need to fire your team. And the reason why I will give you a pass, because you are 86 years old. In your mind, a lot of stuff haven't caught up to you yet. Because the simple fact of the matter is that the clock in your mind is still clicking back from when you was back in the time of 1930. And that's pretty much a long time. So I don't really blame you for your ignorance. I blame your team that's around you, that's not informing you and giving you the proper education of what's happening of today. What is up today and what's back then is totally different. You know, like the old saying, like someone says, men don't wear dresses because a man wears a dress that makes him a woman. Well, Jesus Christ wore a dress and a gown, a lot of them back then, because there wasn't pants back then. But y'all don't want to care about that, because that don't make sense. You know, you want to go to the Bible, but you want to skip verses, because that's where you're at in life. Anyway, the man said. So since you say that, you know, that men shouldn't be inside the women's room and stuff like that because they're transgenders and that, you know, they're fraud and stuff like that, and this is the way he thinks. Here's a woman that was actually inside the bathroom, because a woman comes a lot of ways, and this is, yes, a female. Check this video out.
No ID? This is a girl, and you guys are harassing her because she's a dyke. And I'm a man. I'm a fucking female. This is a girl. Do I have to tell you again?
You have ID?
No, I do not.
Get out. Get out. Get out. You got no ID. Get out.
This is so sad.
Out.
Oh, and she's a girl and you're yelling in her face. That's crazy. Don't wear a gun. I got
Put
you.
hands on me again, bro.
Wow, look what you. Oh, okay.
Get out, sir. Get out. Man.
That is a fucking girl. That is a girl.
Let's go. Let's go. You have no ID. Let's go. Time to go, sir.
So you're saying you had to have an ID to go to the bathroom?
Get out of my way. You can all leave if you want.
We're all leaving. We are all leaving. Like I said, this is a girl. Don't put your hands on a girl.
Let's go. Come on. No,
That's fucking. I don't know.
Okay, you said that. That's a woman, yes. What do you think a woman's supposed to look like this? She's supposed to stand like this? This is what you expect a woman to look like? Women come a lot of ways. Transgenders come a lot of ways. But that's not what you want. You know what you want? You want that boyish looking type of person. You want that mannish man that come inside the bathroom. But that's not what they do. Because the fact of the matter is that if your mind is closed, your heart will never be open. But we're supposed to listen to you anyway, that being said. So here's another female, not a trans woman. And the woman wanted to show that was a female, not a transgender woman. A transgender woman is someone who was born male and she lives her life as a female. That's a transgender woman. A cis woman, she was signed female at birth. She is a female. It's the case for the ones who don't get it, you know. Get somebody to educate them. So a cis female is a biological female. You know, the Philippine twos can have a baby, but not all of y'all can have babies now. Anyway, and I'm not taking away from the who can't, because I love you just as I have nothing against females at all. But I do have a problem with ignorance. Anyway, that being said, so here's another female. You know, female comes a lot of ways. Like I talked about gay, we're going to say are females right about now. Female comes in a lot of ways. You have females who don't dress like females. You have females who enjoy clothes of men and actually date men. You have females who wear their hair short like a man but actually love men. Stop doing all this to these women. This is what y'all wouldn't even give them the proper rights to vote within a certain time to just get in that. They're not even giving the proper pay, and the men has left the house and they're raising children that the men done left them with, but y'all don't care about that either. Anyway, the being said, so let's attack more women, because that's what y'all want to do now. Because now you're attacking the females, thinking that they may be trans, because in your mind, you're looking for a man. That's what you're thinking. But anyway, the being said, there is a woman by the name of Courtney Bogart. She lives in Detroit. And all her life, she lives in Detroit. And she's been going to the Fishbone, this place right here. Okay, now, January 23rd of this year, since y'all started your bill about, you know, men in the bathroom, she got mistaken for a man. Here's the picture right here. Okay, you see that? Well, this is her story of what happened to her when she, not a trans woman, a female, inside of the women's room, like you said, she needed to be.
A woman suing a popular Greektown eatery after she says she was mistaken for a man and then kicked out of the place.
7 Action News reporter Jane Park joins us live in Greektown with this story. Jane?
Well, Steve and Carolyn, Courtney Bogart has lived in Detroit all her life, and she's eaten here at Fishbones in Greektown several times, but she says she hasn't returned since January when she says she was kicked out of the women's bathroom mistaken for a man. Now, Courtney has now hired a lawyer. She is now suing the restaurant, claiming Fishbones violated her civil rights and caused great emotional distress. Now, this incident happened back on January 23rd. It was a Friday night. When Courtney went to use the bathroom, a restaurant security worker yelled from outside, "Whatever man is in the restroom, come out now."
As I came out of the stall, this gentleman who was a security guard came in the bathroom, and before I was even completely out of the stall, he grabbed me by my arms, pushed me up against the wall, told me that boys aren't allowed in this restroom. He was much bigger than me, at least 3 times my size. This could have happened to anybody. There's lots of females out there with short hair. Some people might think we look like boys, but at the end of the day, we're not.
Now, Courtney says despite the embarrassment she's endured after the incident, she's taking legal action to make sure no one else is in a similar situation and has to experience this. We have reached out to Fishbones for comment today, but we have not yet heard back.
You see that? Now, this is the thing about it. I hate this part, but it's real. When people it didn't happen to them, people disconnect it. I wish for once people would put themselves in someone else's shoes and really live that life for a second and say, this could happen to me if I'm not dressed appropriately, If I'm looking like I'm real woman, real thing, I have to dress like I'm a woman. Either I'm looking like a woman that's very built, very voluptuous. Anyway, she had to use the bathroom. And this woman tried to use the bathroom, a female. And she's not looking voluptuous. Very curvy and stuff. And a lot of women don't look voluptuous. Everybody don't have the same. So people pay, some women pay for boobs. They have to pay for them. They don't have to. But sometimes they don't want the luxury of that. That's her choice. That's her decision. She has to look a certain way that only to use the bathroom. She has to use ID in order to use the bathroom, to go to the bathroom. It is so sad that this is where we come to in life. We're doing all this extra stuff because trans people have paid for surgeries, you know, to live their life, and like Pat said in the video, you know, the hormones and stuff like that. They've done it for a reason. They're not there to hurt anybody. They just have to use the bathroom. Here are a couple of people who are trans men, not transgender women, because sometimes you get confused. Y'all think a trans man is just a man looks like a woman. Transgender women were born male at birth, changed to female, like per se. Trans man was born a female, biological female, can have a baby, but lives as a man, because she identifies with the man in the body that she was born into. Here's a couple of pictures of women once, but now trans men, my brothers, representing you to see what's going to happen to them when they go inside the female side of the birth bathroom. Here's their pictures. Okay, you see that? Fine, handsome, nice looking, gorgeous, just living their life. Living their life. Living their life. And as hard as their struggle is, you decide to make their life a lot more harder. For the transgenders out here, you decide to make their life a lot more harder. It's not bad enough we're committing suicide. It's bad enough we're being raped. It's not bad enough we're being murdered in other countries. Like you said, we need to go over there. Let me say something about other countries. Do you know what other countries do to gay people or trans? They rape them. That's their form of abuse. So if you hate gay people, why do you rape them? Why do you feel so sexually charged that way? But anyway, that being said, a lot of you don't care because if you don't understand it, it doesn't matter. You know, it's so sad because I understand. I would love for us all to just unite and just say, you know what, live your life, do what you got to do. As long as you respect me, I respect you. That's the world I want, but I know that's not going to happen. It's not. It may happen in time, but I don't think I'm going to be around when it does. I'll probably be dead. Who knows? I don't know, a lot of you wish I was dead. And I will die. Trust me. At a certain period of time, I'm going to go. I know, I get it. Yeah, I know. Anyway, that being said, you know, the sad part about it is that I feel as if everybody's waiting for a reason. Everybody was going for a journey. People don't have to agree. If the girl said, you know, to me that she doesn't agree with it, well, there was a little girl. When they first started slavery, you know, the slaves go, she had to have police bring her to school. Do you know that that was the decline of the world? Black people are in school now. And then some of them got home and got murdered. How dare you try to think, you're not like us, you're not better than us. The Lord made things a certain way. This is how it should be. They were hanged, they were killed. But no documents of that because, well, there are documents, but who cares? It didn't happen to you. That's what we live in. If it didn't happen to you, it doesn't matter. So, you know, it's sad, but it's real. And I really wish we would do a lot more better. And I really wish people would be much more concerned when it comes to other people's lives. That has nothing to do with them. Clean your own backyard before you come to clean someone else's. Pass judgment on the people in your family before you come pass judgment on someone you don't even know. You don't even know. You know, anyway, that being said, I just wanted to put it out there as far as the preaching, you know, the transgender side of the bathroom. I just thought it was really important to talk about this. And for Isla Nettles, rest in peace, my sister. And for the rest of you, Be safe. Bye.